So 3 years ago, I had a different set of needs than I do today for my laptop. I wanted a monster, and so I bought this. This is a zero compromises desktop replacement. This has you're not compromising on processor. It's got a desktop i7 8700K. It's got a very, very near desktop spec GTX 1080. I've tested it. I've checked. It's close. It's really close. I couldn't see any difference. I'm sure somebody will tell me, well, there's this wattage difference, blah, blah, blah. I don't get into that. It's close enough. And it's got a full set of ports similar to a desktop. This sucker has 7 total USB, including 5 USB-A, 2 USB-C. It's got triple video outputs, 2 mini display ports, and a HDMI port. So this can function as your desktop, essentially. And that's what I wanted this for, back when I bought it. Now I don't really have a use for it. I travel a lot, and I travel a lot lighter just because of some specifics with the way I do my travel now versus before. It's not as practical as it used to be. I do still believe that this is more practical than a desktop, though. I have all 3 options. I have ultra portable, I have desktop replacement laptop, and I have ITX desktop plus portable LCD. I have all 3 of those options. Obviously, the most convenient is the ultra portable, but next would be the desktop replacement over the ITX. I like ITX and a small monitor, but this is more functional than that if you're trying to do, take a bunch of power with you. So specific specs, as I said, this is an i7 8700K. It's got 64 gigs of DDR4 RAM and a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1080. So this is a line of laptops. I love Clevo, by the way. Clevo is the company that manufactures companies such as Sager, if you know who Sager is. The old Alienwares, the first couple of years of Alienware was Clevo. Origin, I believe, is either still or was till very recently Clevo. This model was actually sold as an Origin. I believe the Origin Eon 17X or something like that. Box, that does Box BOXX, they do workstations. I have purchased Clevos that were Box branded before. And back when I bought this, storage was a little more expensive than it is today. I couldn't affordably buy 4 terabyte SSDs at the time I bought this. And so the part of the reason I bought this is because I like to take a lot of I like to take a lot of data with me, and this has 5. Yeah, that's right, 5 storage bays, 3 M.2s, 2 2.5s, and I guarantee you the cheapest 8s, once you start seeing them in the bargain bin, they're probably going to be 2.5s, maybe even unbranded low-quality 2.5s, that kind of thing. So, but I got lucky, and the price of M.2s fell faster than I expected, and so I was able to put 8 terabytes of M.2 in my ultra portable, which serves my needs for now. So this, I'm kind of just stuck with, trying to figure out what the hell do I do with this thing. I cannot easily sell it. This is a laptop that basically, it's kind of a long-term relationship. This is a computer that once you have it, they're expensive, they're kind of hard to find, but once you have the one that you want, there aren't a lot of other people that want it. It's just, for most people, this is not practical. It's got maybe an hour of real-world battery life, so it's not really a laptop. It's more of a desktop with a UPS. It's got a 5-pound, I can't get it close enough. It's too far over, but it's got this power brick that's like this big by like, it's like that big by like that thick, and it weighs like 5 pounds. So I believe the numbers I read on this thing, I think it's supposed to be something like 12 to 15 pounds travel weight with the brick, which, again, it's more convenient because you got the whole package here. And honestly, I think the damn thing is gorgeous. Some people tell me it's an ugly laptop. I think it's gorgeous. I did used to have a 4K IPS screen in it, but there was a defect with my screen, and I had to replace it, and I could not get a new 4K for a price that I found to be reasonable, and so I ended up, it was about $100, and I got this nice, it's a TN panel, but it's fine. I was surprised. My current brain just associates TN with just garbage, and this is fine. It's not great, it's not bad, it's fine, but it's a TN 1440p 120 hertz, which is probably the 60 hertz 4K that I had on it originally. It had an okay image quality, but it was too slow, and it had a weird, I don't know if I'd call it ghosting, but I think it was a really low, what's the word? A really low response time panel, I'm thinking. As far as actual viewable image quality, it was probably slightly better than this TN, but day-to-day functionality, this TN 120 1440p is a better panel. It is. I won't lie. My brain wants 4K because I'm a pixel whore, but my heart says that this is the right way to go. So, anyway, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? It's got all your standard stuff. It's got I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see it in the video, but can you see it in the video? You might have just come on. I just turned the keyboard on. It's got backlit keyboard. It doesn't have quite as much RGB as some of the fancier gaming laptops. It does have, can you see? I'm trying to look on my phone. Oh yeah, you can see. Yeah, you can see that in the video. It's got kind of some green accents, or they don't have to be green. They're RGB. You can change the color. I have them set to green. This particular unit has kind of an interesting story. Basically, I got it off eBay. It had a defect when I bought it. It had a defective CPU, and I determined after I opened it up, I was going to send it back. But when I initially looked inside of it, I came to the conclusion that the defect was probably from the start, and this laptop appeared to have been placed on a shelf and never used again. So that's why I kept it, because it was basically it was essentially new old stock, if you know what that means. So it was going to be something I was never going to be able to find from another unit. So I kind of sucked up the cost, because the seller would not compensate me. They're like, nope, you can either send it back or suck it up. I was like, okay. So I tried to get them. I left them some negative stuff because I was not cool with the fact that they claimed it was tested, and it clearly was. It was kind of a debacle. But in any case, I ended up with a basically like new Clevo P870. So anyway, I hope you guys found this interesting, and thanks for watching the video. And go buy a P870. They're awesome.